lack of depth, and who's stepped up as far as your backup?
Lack of depth means that we don't have it. We have depth. Lack of experience, what we don't have, right? So that's not lack of depth. So you have to build from within. So what we're trying to do is build depth through experience, practice. But the bodies are there. You know, I mean, they just haven't played football. You know, so we have the depth. We have 6 guys I think can go play. We got to get those guys ready to go play. So to me, it's not about building depth. It's kind of get these guys ready to play. So that's a little different than just building.
Who are those 6 guys?
Well, there's guys that work on K-Mac. Those guys are working really hard. Edric working really hard. Our Jarquez, our young guy. You know, there's a lot of guys start throwing names out. But my thing is that if I can get 6 guys to play as one, we have a good deal. And that's the whole approach, because we don't know who's going to be the ones, who's going to be the 2s, who's going to be the 3s. It's all about driving them to understand what it takes to play in that first game. And that's our whole focus. We're not worrying about how many reps they haven't had, how many games they haven't played. The whole idea is to get them ready to play one game, and hope we can carry from there. And so we're pushing the envelope as hard as we can right now to get those guys ready to play. Appreciate it. Excuse me? I don't know where he's close, but he's working hard to have opportunity to get on the field. I think that's the key. He has some things that we like. He's doing really well, but you know we're still 16, 17 days away to playing a game, so we're still in the process of building him. You know, the thing that he doesn't have, he's never played in a big-time game in front of 100,000 people, and we can't create that. But what we can create is effort, his ability to play fast, play with great technique, and that's what we're trying to do.
Tyleik and Ty played a lot of snaps.
Who's that?
Last year, like 450 snaps a game sometimes. Now you got 2 new guys stepping up into that role, Eddrick and K-Mac. What have you seen from those guys in the last 9 months, especially now in fall camp, that let you know that they're ready for that type of workload that you were putting on Tyleik and Ty, and even Mike before he went pro?
You got to remember, Tyleik and Ty has been there a while, so they've gone through that process of playing football. These guys will be the first time ever playing in a big-time game, so I can't say those guys don't play more plays. Now, we're going to have to rotate to keep them fresh, but we got to hope the 20, 25 plays they do play are really quality plays. That's the whole key to this whole thing, right? For K-Mac, anybody that plays 60 plays and play 30 plays half speed, that's 20% of the production we want to get done. So I've got to be smart and understand that we have to build this from the inside out, and that's what we're trying to do.
What did you like about Beau Atkinson?
Excuse me?
What did you like about Beau Atkinson?
Oh, I mean, you watch him on videotape, you know he's a very twitchy guy. He can run, he's got good length, he's smart, he understands football, and he's walked in here and embraced the culture. That's the really key. He's a great guy in the room, and he'll have a chance to help us in the fall.
What is his length?
He's about 6'6". He's about 6'6" from about 260, but he's got a great skill set.
You have a lack of experience the way that you have at defensive tackle, like you're talking about with Dave. Does that make it, do you think in your eyes, easier for a freshman or a younger guy to push for playing time because it's kind of the baseline of not a lot of guys have a lot of experience in your room, or how do you see that?
To me, it's not, it's not total experience right now. It's about the development of fundamental skill set going into the first game, right? So who can get that better? Who can understand how to play the game, how to play a low pass, get off blocks? That's who we are, right? We're block destruction guys, and we have to learn how to do that first. The guys who can do that, embrace that, it's going to really have a chance to play, and that's the way I'm approaching it. Like if we're a freshman, sophomore, senior, it doesn't really matter. Who can understand what we're doing, what we're trying to do to play that first game?
Larry, as Dave said, there's been a ton of conversation in this offseason about defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But at defensive end, there's really just Caden and Kenyatta that have ever played at Ohio State.
Exactly right.
So how comfortable, confident are you that you have 4 there that are ready to, or close to ready to go?
I think we'll be ready to go. I think I feel pretty good about what we're doing. KJ and Caden has had a great fall camp. I mean, we haven't finished, but they're what I want to see, in leadership-wise. And then you have CJ's behind them, and then you have Beau Atkinson to give us some. Then the 2 young freshmen that came in are showing some promise also. So I feel pretty good about where we're heading if we can stay healthy. That's the big key.
There's obviously a big transition from linebacker to
Yep.
full-time defensive end.
Yep.
Have you seen the growth that you expected, or has it been more? Or has it been like where?
I think the growth is starting to happen. It's really just understanding the position and what it takes. He can't be a 3rd down guy. He's got to be able to play 1st and 2nd down. And so I think that's the biggest growth. And playing on the line of scrimmage, playing to get big tackles and big tight end. I mean, that's a transformation of how to do that. But he's done a great job of moving forward. So we just got to keep pushing forward.
When was the last guy in your group that you think maybe had the twitch that CJ does off the edge? Is there a comparison?
Not really. Not really a comparison. But you're talking about 2 different styles of body, right? Opposed to a 6'5" guy. And Chase Young had that twitch, but he was 6'5". CJ's, 6 feet, 243, just a different kind of speed. We got to find a way to use that speed in the right situation.
Larry, Edric said that he is going to be ready for the Texas game. How confident are you that he can not only be ready and available, but be an impact player?
Yeah, like I said, we got 16 days to get him ready, so we have to ramp up his reps and get him ready. Get him in there, get him some inside drills, get him tough, and get him going. And so hopefully we stay healthy too the next 16 days. I think he'll have a chance to play for us.
How disruptive can he be?
We'll find out August 30th. I mean, I think he's got a chance to be really special. Don't get me wrong. I think he's got a chance. But again, he's a young player learning how to develop. So I don't want to put all that pressure like he's got to go do this. He's just got to go play to his ability. And if he can do that, it gives us a chance to play really, really solid defense up front.
Who were you talking about just then? Who were you talking about? I couldn't hear the question.
Edric.
Oh, Ed.
Yeah.
Larry, when you lose 4 starters to the NFL and come back and you talk about some of that experience, how do you or do you change kind of the way you're teaching things or just the offseason? How did that change at all?
It did. So the springtime was trying to build fundamental skill set, make sure to understand the game because the guys have never been in the game. As we started fall camp, I kind of gone away from that. Really just kind of pushed the envelope, right? How hard can you play on the regular downs? How hard can you play on third down? It's trying to make sure they understand that it doesn't matter how many plays they play. If we can develop those reps in practice, going really hard, practicing really hard, I feel real confident we'll have a chance to go play in Texas and play full speed. And so my process has been like I am pushing them to the envelope, push them to the tilt to understand what it takes to play in the big time. They don't know yet. Now, there'll be jitters going into the first game, but if I can handle the fundamentals of being tough, getting off blocks, running to the ball, I mean, that's the base of who we are. It don't take any talent to do that.
Veteran guys like Tywan Malone, Will Smith Jr.,
Yeah.
including yourself,
Yeah.
veterans, and redshirt freshman Eric Menza, Jason Moore.
Yep.
Are any of those guys stepping up?
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Could you, I probably don't want to single guys out, but
Yeah.
if you would.
I think the whole group has kind of moved forward, to be honest with you. I think the group, we're rotating guys, 1s and 2s and 3s, and so we're trying to find the right evaluation. To me, it's right evaluation, And I tell them every time you hit the field, it's your evaluation. The camera's on you. What you do is going to determine what you're doing on Saturday, all right?
What you were saying earlier, like you have bodies, but you need guys to step up. Right?
That's it. That's it. That's it. Just continue to move forward.
Where have you seen Will Smith Jr. step up this offseason specifically?
I've seen a lot of guys step up, So to me, the measurement is like, where they are. It's where they're going, you know what I mean? And to me, it still goes back to the base fundamental. It's like, can I get off of blocks? Can I play physical? Can I attack the line of scrimmage? Those are the key sets of how to play defensive line, right? I mean, and that's what we're trying to find out, and that's what we challenge. And I'm pleased where we are right now. Absolutely, I think we move forward. We're a different group than we were in the spring than we are right now. But we still got some work ahead, and that's my job, to get them ready to play in the Texas game.
Is there a year in coaching where you've lost 4 guys off the defensive line and had to replace them? There's like a moment where that's sort of like a parallel to this?
Yeah, not like this because those 4 guys played 4 years, played 3 years, and then what happens is that it stopped, right? So those 4 guys graduate, you hold these guys back because these 4 guys were playing all the time. Then you lost that experience. Then you almost lose a recruiting class because nobody going to come because those guys coming back, right? So we in that log that this has got to be the year that we have to build going forward for the future. And I think now is the process, and again, I say this again, I'm not worried about where they're at. It's like, how can I get them to move forward to have an opportunity to play Saturday against Texas? That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest focus right now for all those guys. And they have embraced what we're doing. They embraced what it takes, the expectation, what it takes to be great players. So that's the key.
What is your going to have to shoulder a bigger load? Obviously, what is the sweet spot for snap count for K-Mac?
We're trying to find. I'm impressed so far. But K-Mac, we're still pushing him as hard as we can. Now he's down weight. He's probably the best he's been in a long time, and then so hope we can get 30, 35 plays out of him, maybe more. But we got to wait and see, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to find out how many plays he can play at max speed because that's the key.
Coach Caden was talking about. Caden was talking about Edric's move inside and how impressed he was, not just with the level of play, but also his unselfishness. What were those conversations kind of like with Edric as you guys were going through that process? And were you surprised by how quickly he was able to make an impact after doing all that?
Yeah, I think that when we had our first conversation was like we talked about it, making a move, and the first thing he says, Coach, any way I can help. And that tells you a guy that is not stuck on playing this, playing that. How can he make us better? And I think it's been a great transition for him. I think he's embraced the role of playing inside. And that's the key to the whole thing. Once he accepts it, then you got a chance to move forward. And I think Edric's done a great job of accepting his role and then finding his spot to be great.
Was that in camp? Was that during the season? When did you guys kind of start?
It was right during the middle of the season when we thought we had to make a transition change to get Tyleek some rest. And that's when we went to it and tried to give him a chance to do that.
Will Smith said how did you kind of handle that transition? How much have you seen him grow since spring ball now that he's been in that role for so long?
Yeah, I think all the guys is growing. Now he's got a little setback because he got a little dinged up a little bit, so he had a little setback. So now he's back on the field full time. So now we're trying to ramp him up again to get him going again. It's a little different, man. Standing on the sideline, watching him get in the meat of things and getting your head knocked in, right, and fighting through it. It's a little different, and that's what we're working on right now. Make sure you understand what it takes to play that position, because you're talking double teams, 20% of the time. He's got to be ready to handle that, and that's what he's trying to brace right now. Yeah.
Will Smith said you were open to opening up that rotation a little bit last year, and Jason and Taiwan didn't seem to be a part of that. What those two specifically? Did you see anything in them, whether it was in the weight room in the winter or in the spring, that made you think that those guys as veterans are finally ready to be on the field for you?
If you go back to the last season, we probably played less plays on defense than ever because of the way the offensive style of play, it changes, right? So those guys are playing 45, sometimes 35 plays a game. And so you don't have enough reps to get those guys in a game. So a lot of times that happened, right? And times that we could rest them, we got a chance to do that. But when you have guys that have been here 3 years, you got them primed to go. You got to get them ready to go. And that's what I felt that we had to do, get those guys in and go play. Now it's the backside of that. Now these young guys got to get ready to play, right? And just it's what it is, right? Like you've never been a reporter, you became a reporter, right? That's true. So it's the same thing in football, right? This guy's never started, but we're working to make sure that happens. So he's transitioned for his job happens. That's what we're doing. That makes sense?
Will Smith said he's been working primarily at nose guard. What makes him a fit for that position?
He's a great fit for the position. He's 295 pounds, 6'3", got great quicks. He's stronger now than he was before he came in, and so that's the ideal guy we're looking for our nose guard position. And so he's a good fit for us.
You talk about how you had guys here who played 3-4 years for the Colts. So there's been this group that's just kind of been waiting, and now they have this essentially one opportunity to show what they are. How does that change how you go about developing in this last year, the sense of urgency you might have with this group, because they're replacing some guys who put a lot of football for you, but they also don't have a lot of time necessarily to catch up and learn on the job?
It's going fast. We're training real hard. I started in the spring, and right now we're doing as much as we can to get them ready. I mean, that starts in practice. You watch us practice. We're going to go hard. We're going to block this truck. We're going to get off blocks. You know what I mean? I think the mental, to me, it's all mental. It's like what you can handle, what you can do to be great. We had a question today, like how many guys had an elite practice in the room from yesterday's practice. And that's what I'm gauging. I'm gauging who wants to be elite. Guys who are elite is going to stand up. And that's what the challenge right now, that everybody's got to rise together in that room. And that's what we're looking for. And if we do, we got a chance to have a good front. Yeah, we've got some work ahead of us, no doubt about that. But we're embracing that work. We're embracing what's coming. We know what's coming. We're not going to be surprised about it, right? So the only surprise we're going to have is that you're going to say, well, they haven't played a lot. Well, tough lockdown. That's over now. We got to get ready to go play. And so right now, that's what we're doing. We're not embracing the noise outside about not being ready. We got to get ready, and that's it. And I think the kids have done a great job embracing that. And we're pushing as hard as we can in a lot of ways, just mentally, not just football.
We've heard a lot
Coach,
about
thank
the way
you very much.
Kenyatta has stepped up as a leader. Just what have you seen from Kenyatta that's been different this offseason?
Big time growth. He has really done it. He's embraced it. He's playing absolutely as hard as he can possibly play. Him and Caden Curry has kind of taken over the room as leaders, and I think it's good to see that a guy who's been here understands what it takes to run that room, because it's special. We have to move the yardstick in that room as the Rushmans, and KJ's and CC has embraced that for the younger guys to see that. So he's done a great job.
A lot of football here, including fullback, special
Yeah.
teams, and DN. Really waited your turn to be a starting DN. How's it feel to finally be in that role?
I mean, definitely just working every day. I mean, kind of just fighting and just kind of taking it day by day and working and just trying to be the best I can be, the best version of myself.
Describe your game out there. If you had to describe yourself as a DN.
I mean, I'm somebody that never gives up, never give up on a play. I'm sideline to sideline, and I just fight to get better every day.
A lot of people have been saying you and Kenyatta really kind of stepped up as the leaders in the defensive line. How do you feel like you guys have been able to do that?
I mean, just kind of taking that, Jack and JT had that leadership role and kind of just filling in their shoes, and then kind of just doing everything we can to kind of help the younger guys kind of get to the speed of the game as it is in college, and just helping everybody be the best that they can be.
What were some of the specific things you learned from Jack and JT about how to be a leader?
I mean, honestly, just the way they went about themselves, the way they lived, their lifestyle on and off the field. I mean, kind of one thing that was really big to me was their faith, and that kind of helped me kind of jump in and kind of go to a different path that maybe I didn't really see before, and kind of just jump forward at me to kind of help others.
What has that done for you? Something to lean on, kind of face.
definitely just helped me ground myself a little bit, kind of keep me honest with myself, and kind of never let me get too big-headed.
Larry talks a lot about like those development years are big, so first and second year. How important was that, and how much impact do you feel like those 2 years have on you as a defense?
I mean, definitely just seeing all the great DNs before me, kind of learning from them day by day. I mean, just working with them every single day, kind of picking up bits and pieces from their game and trying to add it onto mine. I mean, definitely helped me a lot. And then Coach Jay, just being with him every day, you always learn something every day with him.
Beau was talking about how he's only been here a couple months and Coach has already added to his toolbox. What is it about Larry that helps you guys catch up really faster, or are you able to learn from that?
I mean, with Coach Jay, I mean, you just see all the players he's had before. I mean, you see how dynamic and how versatile they are. So, I mean, I don't know what it is about him, but, I mean, he knows the way to talk to us, and he knows the way to get to us, and I call him more of a mentor than a coach.
What stood out to you about Beau and what he's added to this unit?
I think Beau's a great player. I think Beau, I mean, definitely going to bring a lot of impact to this defense, and, I mean, I love the way he plays, and I love how hard he plays, too.
What was your reaction to adding a guy to the roster who's had experience, who's played at a high level, played at a powerful program?
I mean, definitely it's awesome. I mean, having somebody else to come in here and kind of be able to lift the load and kind of push with us and kind of help us get better every single day, and iron sharpens iron, so we love it.
Eddrick said he'll be ready for the Texas game. How important is he to this defensive line?
I mean, Edric is one of those guys that, I mean, he's a fierce competitor. He fights. He plays hard every single play, and, I mean, he does his job, so, I mean, we definitely need him.
This is sort of an obvious question, but what is this defense going to be about in your mind that's different from a year ago?
I mean, I feel like we don't really need to be anything different. I mean, obviously our defense was great last year. I think we need to just keep playing with our hair on fire and just keep playing it one play at a time and just doing our best.
Has Matt Patricia brought some gasoline for that?
I mean, yeah, I mean, Coach. Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the same mentality, if not a better one. And I mean, he definitely comes in here every day and works us, and he pushes us to be the best versions of ourselves. So, I mean, I think definitely, I mean, he is doing everything that he needs to get us right and get us ready.
You've obviously been here with Kenyatta for 3 years. What have you seen about him this offseason that's maybe been different?
I mean, obviously I said his leadership role. That's a big thing. And just the way he's kind of grown up as a person and as a man. I mean, I feel like he definitely is somebody that is going to be a great player this year and fights every play.
Does this feel different for you just this year, just knowing that you have that chance to kind of lead the group this year?
I mean, it's different, definitely, but I mean, I've seen it so much with the older guys, and I've seen how it's done, and I see how you have to do it, and I mean, I feel like I'm definitely capable and definitely ready to do it.
We talked last year around this time when we spoke to you just about why you didn't think about transferring, why you wanted to stay here, even if you had to kind of wait your turn a little bit longer. I guess how rewarding does it feel to get to this point, and how much, I guess, is it a chip on your shoulder to kind of be one of the leaders, to kind of, you guys have talked about wanting to go back-to-back, be the first group that goes back-to-back.
Yeah.
How does it feel to finally get here and have that opportunity?
I mean, I think one thing about transferring, I mean, if you want it easy, you can leave. You can go other places, maybe, but I always wanted it hard. I always wanted to have some adversity, and I mean, and now that's my time. I feel like it's not really rewarding because I still haven't done anything about it. So, I mean, I feel like I still have to get out there and do my job and do to the best of my ability. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's rewarding yet, and I would just say just keep pushing and keep fighting to be better.
How much do you reflect on some of that adversity and see how much you've grown because of it?
I mean, definitely put a chip on my shoulder and definitely made me fight harder every day, and it definitely kept me humble about myself, and it definitely just didn't let me get a big head.
What have you seen out of Edric in the last year? He's kind of the joker, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got that personality, but now he's in the leadership role. How have you seen him balance those two sides of his personality?
I mean, I feel like he definitely knows when to shut it down. He definitely knows when to turn it on. I mean, he knows when we get serious, things get serious. He needs to lock in. He needs to kind of take it in. And I know he knows other times when we're just joking around with the D-line, hanging out and stuff. He knows when to kind of turn it on and turn it off now. I mean, you always have to have somebody that kind of takes the edge off of stuff. I mean, it can get heated. It can get serious. It can get – I mean, a lot of people could have a bad day or a good day. So, I mean, definitely having somebody there to kind of talk to kind of take the ease off of it is definitely nice.
How impressive was it to see?
Most teams that could be crippling with defense, and it seems like you guys are still very deep and talented.
Mm-hmm.
Can you expound on that? How do you feel about the DM overall?
I mean, I feel like with always Coach Jay, it's next man up mentality. So, I mean, last year me and KJ were ready at any point if they needed us. And, I mean, obviously we got in there and played and we did our impact that we needed to do. And I feel like we've already been in the spot. We've already been ready like we were going to be starters. So, I mean, everybody here kind of expects to be starters. And when your time comes, making a play when your number's called.
How impressive was it to watch Edric last year? I mean, he's a 5-star DN as a recruit, and he ends up moving inside and has a huge impact on the team as the season goes on. How impressive was it to watch a true freshman do that?
I mean, it was very impressive, but it was more just about his unselfishness, being able to kind of come in here and having all of his hopes and dreams be outside, be a DN, and being able to take on that burden of going inside. I mean, it's not easy to be a 260-pound DN to going up in 20 pounds of weight and playing inside and taking on double teams. I mean, it's definitely something very hard to do. So, I mean, I definitely have all credit to him of doing that, and, I mean, it just shows of a person he is. Thank you.
I feel good. I'll be ready week 1.
What happened on that play in the first practice?
Like, what you mean?
What happened to your knee at that play?
Oh, I kind of took the wrong step, messed it up, and went back in there, got it healed out, rehabbed up, and then back out here.
How frustrating is it when you're waiting all year for preseason camp on the first day you have?
I mean, in my position, I wasn't really frustrated. I just knew me with that little slight injury that Taiwan, Jason Moore, and Jacquez Carter were able to we'll be able to get some reps and build it up for the depth at 3 tech. So, yeah.
How have you seen them step up?
Everybody in the D-line is doing great. Everybody's moving forward, so I really like that.
You said you'll be ready week 1. Is that when you're not quite ready now?
I'll be ready week 1.
Do you think you'll be ready like full-time snaps? Will you be limited in any way?
I'll be ready.
What was the official diagnosis of what happened?
Like what you mean?
Like what when they was it a sprain? Did you strain your knee? Hyperextension? What was it?
Can't tell you that.
Okay. I understand. But what was that scary though? I mean, you go down. We obviously saw you kind of go off the field. Like, I'm sure your mind kind of went to a maybe a negative place. Was that scary when that happened? And do you kind of start to think about how good it is to be back on the field?
Yeah, it was a little minor setback, but I feel like it feels great to be back on the field and being able to contribute and build these calluses for week 1.
How much did you guys hear about all off season? The biggest question of this team being the defensive line. If you guys can step up, did you guys hear that at all this offseason?
We kind of heard it, but we push it aside because we know together, especially if we play as one, we can be the best that we can, and that's what we work towards every day. Just being able to be our best day in and day out, regardless.
You played a lot during the playoff run. What did you learn about yourself during that made you think that you were ready for what you're going to be doing this thing?
I learned my strengths and my weaknesses, and been able to have Tyleek here to help me and guide me into what's the right thing to do. So I really appreciate Tyleek helping me and pointing out some stuff I need to work on.
Patricia said that when you weren't able to practice, you didn't take a breath off. You were still watching every single look. Did you learn anything through that time while you're standing back and kind of getting a big picture? What was going on?
Yeah, it was good because the main thing in football is mostly mental. So being able to take those mental reps out there really helped me just put myself in that position, see what I'll do, and it helps me in the long run. So, yeah.
We've heard a lot about Kayden McDonald this fall. We talked to the offensive line the other day, and then a lot of them had a lot of really good things to say. What has stood out about him in your guys about what he's done in fall camp?
He's just grinding. He just loves to grind, loves to get better, and Coach Jay push all of us every day to be the best version of ourselves.
Is there anybody on offense that's really popped in your eyes that maybe we're not talking about enough?
I mean, for us to lose those pieces, we have guys that's trying to step up and that are just grinding in general, in basically the whole line. No matter who's out there, they're gonna give you their best. So a shout out to the line. I love every last one of them. So I appreciate them every day too, pushing us, helping us also, like teaching us like don't do this because we'll do this, and it's just great to go out there and compete every day with them. Yeah, I feel comfortable there. Like I said, with Tyleek help, it just helped me point out the stuff I need to work on, and I've been attacking those things this offseason in order to get better and can be the, like I said, be the best version of myself. Only time can tell.
A lot of people have been talking about how Will Smith Jr. has made a lot of strides this offseason. What kind of growth have you seen from him?
A lot of growth. Will's been grinding, just been taking in coaching and putting it on the field. I love everybody in that D-line room, and I really appreciate how they are stepping up regardless of what other people think. So I love everybody out there.
And Kenyatta, a lot of people have been talking about the leadership he's brought to the room. What kind of leader has he been for you guys this offseason?
He's been a great leader. So it's him, Caden Curry, mostly just all the seniors now. They're just all stepping up into that role since we had a bunch of great leaders leave. So they've been stepping up into that role and been able to produce. So they've been great keeping us here, keeping us on time, and they're watching film together. So I love all our leaders.
Edric, I just walked up and I wanted to ask when that happened to you, the first day of camp, was it scary more than it was injury? I mean, how would you describe when you're laying there on the field and stuff? Oh my goodness, is it all over before it ever started? And how relieved were you to see that was not the case?
I was relieved that it wasn't too serious, but at the same time, I just love that, like I said earlier, that I love that Taiwan and Jason Moore, Jaquez Carter, and a bunch of three-techs were able to get their opportunity to get the reps in and build those calluses they need, that we all need, on offense, defense, regardless, all those calluses that we need to sustain this whole season. So that's good. He's a great player, great mind, always willing to take coaching. And that's why I say about the D-line, like we'll sit there and we'll listen to coaching and we'll take it and put it on the field.
You played a lot.
2 more questions.
What do you see in Jaquez that maybe makes you think that he can have an impact as a true freshman like you did?
He's very hungry. So whatever he needs, thinking like whatever he needs in order to help him out. Like if he needs, like he'll ask me like, oh, on this play, what would you do? And I'll tell him, and then he'll come back and he'll do it. So just being able to be coachable and take that coaching to the field. That's why I love all the freshmen come in, Zion Grady, Maxwell Roy, and all the freshmen that came in, because they've really just taken in our experience and just been able to put it on the field.
Last question.
We have a great coach, Coach Larry Johnson, for years on years that's been able to produce and build up people into being the best version of themselves. It's a great resume. Chase Young, Sam Hubbard, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa. So just a bunch of great people that he's able to build up so that we can just be the best version of ourselves and go out there and produce the same, and there be no drop off.
All right, Edric. Thank you. Thanks, Edric. Appreciate it. Hey, Mac, that shirt goes right to the point, doesn't it?
I appreciate it. Just this is what I am. Just be disruptive. Well, it started in the off season. Fixing my diet, getting my weight down, having Coach Mick, on me every day. Shout out Kayla, preparing my meals every day, in the off season, and just I just kept working. Edric, he's a freak athlete. He was a DN first, and now he's a 3 technique, which makes him more versatility at the 3 technique. And having him, he's just ready.
Physical difference. Can you give an example? Something you're able to do now that you didn't have as much confidence in doing a year ago. How you might be a more physically prepared, ready player to win every snap.
Just really having the mentality, having like the guys like Tyleek and Ty, they showed me what it took. So now I just took the steps, doing more conditioning, just being ready to play 4 downs, playing through the fourth quarter. Just been working towards it.
It seems like Will Smith. It seems like Will Smith Jr. has emerged as sort of the backup nose guard behind you. Just what stood out about him this preseason?
Will, he's a hard worker. He just kept working. He's been battling some injuries, but one thing about Will, he never quit. And you can see in practice he's starting to make plays, and he's been emerged. And I'm excited for him to play this year.
I was going to ask about your workload. You mentioned getting a 4-down player. That's a hard thing to be at this level. How much of that off-season focus has been trying to be a player who can stay on the field?
Well, it started, with fixing my diet, putting the right stuff in my body, taking care of myself, taking my vitamins, doing conditioning every day, hitting the sled every day, meeting with Coach Day, being in the film room every day, there's a difference, Once you take that role, you got to really live it because, you only get this one chance and an opportunity in a lifetime. So, I'm just going to take full advantage of it.
What did that diet change about you?
Just, becoming a 4-down player, just eating the right foods, so you won't be tired when the fourth quarter comes when your team really needs you. I just kept working,
You stayed big, but you more trim. I mean, how would you describe it?
Oh yeah, I got a slim Mac. That's what they say. But just excited, man. For my guys, I'm really excited, for this season.
What do you eat now that you didn't? And is there a couple that you have to give up and stand
Just eating fried foods, salmon, blackened salmon. Shout out Cap City, I had that a lot. But really just, really taking it serious, It's my 3rd year, and I'm excited. The first game is Texas. I lost weight. My body fat's been great, and I just been working, and everything's been good.
Kayden, besides the endurance and playing 4 downs, have you felt quicker? Have you felt quicker off the ground? Have you felt quicker forwards, like inside to side, not just thinking out there?
Yeah, I definitely felt quicker. I felt like my head, I just been more in it, like when I get tired. So just having Coach Jay behind me and he talking to me and pushing all the guys has been great.
Besides being 4 down, you guys are hoping to have another really long season. So how has the depth of your group really started to come to form during this fall?
Well, we got to get all 16 guys ready to play. So, we've been working really hard, everybody, in the off season, every day with Coach Mick, the strength staff, Kayla, the nutritionist, Coach Johnson, doing the extra stuff. We've been really working really hard, and it's going to show August 30th.
What do you weigh right now, Kate?
I'm like 322 right now.
You're down from what?
Like 330. I played 330 last year.
330 last year, but different 330.
It was a different 330.
I would think a big guy, the last thing he wants is like 8 9 days of 90-degree heat in preseason camp. Am I wrong about that? Has that impressed you how you've gotten through this, like you're talking about? Like a different body.
Yeah, I'm from Georgia, so like,
Still though,
it's hot here, but I gotta push through because you gotta play 4 quarters. You can't play 2 downs. You gotta play 4 downs. So I understood that.
How much are you looking? We may not get to talk to you again for the game. How much are you looking forward to this rematch with Texas? Obviously, you played a huge role at the right moment in that game and stuff. Just explain your anticipation.
Well, fall camp, having the guys, all of us ready, having Coach Jay, we got Coach Pat, Coach Billy, they've been pushing us really hard. They've been pushing the envelope. And there's definitely a sense of urgency, we got a young group, but that don't mean nothing, so I got to, on August 30th, we got to play hard and play physical.
Is there anyone on the offensive line jumping out at you?
all of them. You know, we got the best O-line in the country, so you know all those guys. You know, they push me hard as I can, and I push them.
Kayden, I apologize if somebody's asked you about the shirt yet, but when you hear the word disrupted, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Stop the run.
How much of a mindset is disrupted?
It's personal, you know. Just put in the work, you know, with the guys, and just every day, just never taking a day for granted.
Is there anybody specific that's challenged you on that opposing O-line?
I gotta go with Carson. You know, me and Carson we got a great relationship. You know, love him.
What challenges you about facing off against Carson?
You know, he's a tough guy, man. He's from Wisconsin, so you know they get all their O-linemen from Wisconsin. But you know, you got Ted too. You got Ethan. You got Phillip. You got Luke Montgomery. Shout out Luke Montgomery. You know, Padilla. The whole O-line room. You know, those guys came back. They just won the Natty, so I'm getting that work against the best.
What is his
Last question.
best at in your mind?
Just playing hard. Like, you don't stop playing hard, so you got to play until the whistle. He's +2 type of guy. That's what we preach. Coach Day preach. So that's what he does.
All right, Caden. Thank you.
Kenyatta, we've heard a lot about the way you've stepped up as a leader this offseason. How do you feel like you've been able to do that?
Just pretty much just being myself. You know, you have different leaders. You got the vocal leader, you got the leader that's set by example, and I just try to be myself around the guys. You know, a leader can't tell a younger guy what to do, and the leader's not doing it. So every day I just push myself to, you know, to the standard of the Rushmen, and they just follow after me.
Do you feel like you've been able to be a leader in a different way this year now that you are in position to be a starter?
No, not really, no.
Kenyatta, Larry said that losing 4 guys in the NFL draft has made him change kind of the way he's done things now. So he got a little bit more technical in the spring, and things are still moving pretty quick. How has that been, and how have you seen that pay off so far?
I mean, to him it might be different, but you know, to like me, Caden Curry, it's pretty much the same thing. Just the younger guys, just, you know, being accustomed to it. That's pretty much it.
He's been around a long time.
Yeah.
How much are you looking forward to finally being a starter and showing what you can do on an every down basis?
No, potentially I'm a starter, hopefully, but you know, I don't think about that, man. I just come in every day and just, you know, bust my butt every single day, just trying to get 1% better each and every day, preparing for the opponent that we have coming up.
Let's say you are a starter, but you've made plays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially last year and stuff. What is, in your mind, the difference between being a starter and a guy that goes in? The guy that goes in and if you reach that point, that you feel good about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, being a starter, being named a starter is, you know, that's a good thing. But you know, even if you going in making plays, you playing a lot or whatever, that's good as well too. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, a starter and a guy that plays a lot. I mean, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. You know, Coach Patricia told us I think you've even spoke this to him, but that you want to lead every drill. You want to be that guy. Has that always been your approach?
Yeah, but you know,
where's that come from?
I mean, just Little League, just pretty much you know, my Little League coaches and my dad, well, my parents, Sonny Styles, bro. But you know, just the Little League coaches, my parents, my family, just, you know, they just teach me to be a leader, not a follower. So that's pretty much where it came from, just my family, for real.
Yeah, what have you seen from Zion and Epi so far?
Who?
Zion and Epi.
They're doing pretty well. You know, same thing I said. You know, they come in each and every day, just bust their behinds, trying to get, you know, better each and every day.
Some of your teammates were saying at Big Ten Media Days they think you could be a first-round draft pick. What does it mean to you when you hear something like that?
I mean, it's great, but like I said, I don't really, you know, get into that thing. I come in, I just get better and better and better. And, you know, if God, you know, blessed me to be a first rounder, then he blessed me to be a first rounder, but I'm trying to get better.
Is that something that's a goal of yours?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really, I care, but if it comes, it comes.
What's different about you this year, this version of you compared to years before? My mindset, like I said, man, just trying to get better each and every day. You know, it started, you know, in the winter when I really realized that, you know, I'm gonna be one of the top guys in the room, and I needed to be a leader.
in the room. And, you know, it started in the weight room. You know, I gained about like 10 pounds, you know, 8 pounds of lean mass or whatever the case, whatever it is. But, you know, it started in the weight room. My mindset, Coach Mick, Coach Day, Coach Jay, they really, you know, tapped into my mindset, and made me realize, like, you know, I have to be a productive player this year, and that's where it started.
There's a lot of guys in your recruiting class
Mm-hmm.
that have to wait their turn.
Yeah.
Maybe longer than you anticipated having to wait your turn. And here you are, you're finally getting that opportunity. I know you're trying to downplay all of this stuff, but have you been actively waiting to be in this position, to whether it's production, but also just be the guy, be the face, be the leader of the group?
I'm gonna be honest. I did not want to be the leader of this room at first. In the winter, you know, it was tough. It was tough. You know, I don't tell nobody this, but you know, it'll be days where, you know, Coach Mick and, you know, the other coaches would be hard on the D line, and it'll be tough. And I'll go home and, you know, shed tears, like real talk. But you know, I stayed with it. I stuck with it. You know, Coach Jay, Coach Day, and Coach Mick, you know, they helped me along with it, and I'm in this position now. You know, the other years, you know, you just that type of player that, you know, Jack, JT, Tyleek, and Ty, and then you had Zach Harrison in my freshman year. It was like I was in that, you know, sit back role. But now it hit me where I had to be the guy. I had to be one of the leaders in the room. So it was kind of scary, but like I said, I stuck with it. They helped me along with it, and we're here now.
What was it being comfortable being?
Yeah.
More questions for Kenyatta. About what point this offseason did you start to feel comfortable being the guy who had to speak up, being the guy who had to be?
I'll say midwinter. Like I said, in the beginning of the winter, it was tough, but, you know, coaches helped me, man. And then the younger guys, and, you know, Caden Curry and Taiwan Malone's, and, you know, the older people that was in the room, they started, you know, buying along to it too. So yeah.
You and have kind of been through the same run here
Mm-hmm.
together. How much easier has that process been that Stephen's talking about when you have a guy like Kayden who knows what it's like to be in that room the whole time that you guys have been waiting your turn?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's comfortable. Like you said, when we came in together, you know, we're in the same position, you know, waiting our turn, just waiting and waiting and waiting, and just a guy to, you know, share a room with that, you know, that dealt with the same thing. It's pretty comfortable. I mean, I don't know, but it's pretty comfortable.
Jeremiah, obviously.
Who's your favorite teammate? Sonny or Edric?
Edric Houston.
You and Jeremiah obviously went to the same high school. What was it like to see Jeremiah come in last year and do the things he did?
Man, I try to let him know. Even before he got on campus, I try to tell people, man, he's going to be a dog. And they didn't want to believe me until, you know, that clip of him catching the ball over there. And then that's when people really started to realize, like, he's going to be a good player. But, man, he's going to be great, man. He just keep his head down and be humble and, you know, keep pushing each and every day. He's going to be a great player.
Kenyatta, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been good. Mm-hmm. It's been great, you know, learning a lot of stuff from Coach Jay, learning a lot of stuff from Coach P, and then even from Kenyatta and Caden Curry. You know, they've been helping me a lot, so I'm really enjoying the position change. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm loving it. Like I said, I'm really enjoying the pass rush and the position change. But I feel like it can just show how versatile I can be because of the fact how I played linebacker for the past few years. Now I'm rushing the passer. So.
Which specific offensive
Nah, I feel like all our O-linemen is really good. They all set differently. They all have, like, you know, their different techniques and things like that. But like I said, I feel like they're all different in different ways. But I feel like they're all good. I can be whatever the team needs me to be. You know, wherever Coach Patricia and Coach Jay tells me to line up, that's where I'm gonna line up. I'm gonna do my job.
Did you hear the Abdul-Carter comparison?
Yes,
What were your
the team's been calling me Dual since I've changed positions. No, I didn't. But I don't really pay attention to, you know, being nicknamed or comparing myself to other people. I'm my own person. I rush my own way. Yes, we might have similarities, but like I said, I'm my own person.
Nice last year you set the goal of being the sacks leads. This year you got a different opportunity to do that. Is that still the main goal for us?
Yeah, 100%. But whatever, like I said, whatever Coach Jay and Coach Patricia needs me to do, that's what I'm gonna do.
What was the first thing that you did to get ready to move up front?
I had to put on weight. I was 235 last year. Now I'm 240, 245. You know, it's different from when you're blitzing off ball and being on the edge and consistently hitting somebody who's 300+ pounds every single play. Coach Mick, whatever he had planned for me, I was making sure I was in his ear. Coach KP, Kayla Olsen, you know, always asking questions, always asking how much food do I need, like what else do I need to add on this plate, like what time do I need to eat, things like that. Just constantly asking questions to help me become the best me I can be.
What sets Coach Mick, what sets Kayla and the entire nutrition department apart?
I feel like they care. You know, they'll sit you down one-on-one. They'll be hard on you, but you know it's out of love. So like Coach Day always talks about it. It's right here. It's tough love, you know. So as long as you put your part in, they'll definitely put their part in.
You work a lot.
Mm-hmm. 100%. My main focus is my speed and my get off. I feel like with me working with Coach Jay is a lot of get off and a lot of making sure I'm still using my speed and things like that. So just helping me, just making sure that's still an asset of mine, not making sure I'm losing that. So
It seems like so often after practice you're working with Coach Patricia.
Mhm.
What is it about him that allows you to kind of grow, and what do you like most about him?
He's been around a lot of people. You know, I worked with a few guys that he's coached in the past, and you know, I like to pick his brain and things that he sees and things that he can help me on the edge. You know, he cares as well. You know, he wants to make sure that everybody's successful, and obviously, if you're on this team, I hope your goal is to make it to the NFL. So he's, like I said, he's been there. So anything to get there.
How much does he have you kind of moving around rather than just being a straight up coming off the edges, pass rushing, dropping in coverage, or doing kind of different things?
Hey, whatever Coach Patricia has me do, I'm gonna line up and do it.
What have you learned about yourself in the transition to a new position?
Couple more questions.
I mean, I love it. I feel like it's more fun rushing the passer, but also at the same point in time, it's still it's a learning process. You know I don't have everything figured out. That's why I'm constantly asking questions to Kenyatta, Curry, Coach Jay, and Coach Patricia. You know, just because I want to be the best me I can be and fulfill my potential to the best I can be. So.
Yeah, what are some of those areas that you're looking to grow in still, so you can?
I keep that stuff to myself. Can't really put those up.
But my learning process is it like not getting snookers, you know? I mean, is it anticipation, but don't let that drive you? You know, can you explain some of that stuff?
Yeah, so like
Don't have something in your head if it doesn't go that way. Your thoughts.
Yeah, really it's just from being off the ball to on the ball now, it's more of not looking at the full picture and making sure I'm just looking at what's in front of me, the O-tackle, the running back, the tight end, with the quarterbacks looking at, things like that.
Who did that best last year on this team?
What do you mean?
Saw that picture like that, like you're talking about. JTT seemed to have a full picture in his head a lot of times.
Mhm.
Stuff what's going on. Obviously, Caleb. but who just jumped out at you? Boy, I want to get to that level.
Caleb 100%. You know, I feel like just being on the field, Caleb will call out the whole play before it happens. Like even if you watch film when we're watching film now, Caleb is pointing out where the ball's going before they even snap the ball. Like he'll point, like if it's a screen or anything like that, he's pointing to the receivers and who's getting the ball.
Does it drive the offense nuts?
Oh, 100%. And they try to flip it, and then he'll know that they're flipping it. So.
Start to wrap it up there, folks. Are you where you want to be, position-wise now? I mean, it's taken a while to end up there, you know, for a full-time. How settled does that make you? How confident does that make you? It made you want a couple of years back.
I feel like it's all part of the process. Obviously, it's a different process now, being a DN, and my goal now is to continue to keep my faith and trust in God, and to trust the process with Coach Jay, because of the fact I know what I can do on the edge. They know what I can do on the edge, but it's just like I said, make sure I'm continuing to fulfill my potential there.
I have a question from an unnamed source named Jerry. Apparently, you also know somebody connected to the Raiders ice cream.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an ice cream guy. You know, I don't stay that far from Gators right here on Lane, so it's not part of it, but like I said, I do love ice cream.
The difference in playing defensive end where you have to be a run stopper. I mean, there's more than just rushing the passer. How far along are you think in that growth to be where you feel like you could be a first and second down defensive end, not just a guy when there's an obvious passing situation?
Yeah, I'm definitely still growing in that aspect, but I feel like I'm farther along than I was in the spring for sure.
You've never been sort of confident, so this is obviously still a big adjustment. How do you balance the I need to get better, I want to get better, I'm working with I know I can do this? Like, is it hard to find that middle ground?
Not really, because of the fact, like, I know, like I said, I know what I can do. I know what my job is. It's just the technique aspects, like the little things, being consistent on the little things.
All right, CJ, thank you.
No problem.
How's it going so far, and how do you anticipate your role is going to be for this team this year?
It's going amazing. I mean, we have a lot of very talented guys, so I'm just excited for us all to be able to work together as a unit and just continue to get after it. But yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of studs, a lot of very talented guys. Every single one of them is ready to get out, and I think we've all had a very good camp. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
I know you weren't here last year. There's been a lot of buzz about Kenyatta. He's played a lot of football here anyway. There's been a lot of buzz that he's like taking it to the next level. What do you see from Kenyatta?
Yeah, KJ's a great dude, and he's been working very hard, and yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do this year for sure.
Most transfers, they usually come in and they get a spring, and you get in and you got a right to football camp.
Yeah.
What was that adjustment like for you? And you see what they want to
That was a little different for sure. Like, I mean, I graduated early from high school too, so every year I've had a spring ball and then fall. But everybody's welcomed me in a ton, and I mean, football is football, so it's been very good. Yeah.
When you got in, what did Larry say he wanted to see from you in terms of
Coach Jay is super good with all of the technique stuff. So just trying to, I think my effort has always been very good, but he's been very helpful in getting some of my technique like fine-tuned. So yeah.
What have your impressions been of Coach Patricia?
Coach Patricia's awesome. I love Coach Patricia. He's a great dude. He really cares about every single person on our team, and obviously he's a super smart football mind.
Do you hear any Belichick coming out of it?
No.
You're one of the few guys that could know.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, there's some similarities in some schematic things, but yeah, definitely different people.
You know, just touched on me, is the depth of talent here more than maybe you thought it was going to be when you decided to make this move? I mean,
Yeah, everybody here is ready to play. It's super talented across the board at every position group. So, yeah.
What made you want to enter the portal in the first place, and what was that process like that brought you together?
I just wanted to be. I mean, this culture here is just amazing. So just being able to come here and become the best person and player that I possibly can be, and be around these guys like I was talking about in this D-line room and Coach Jay. Yeah.
Seems like you really turned it on near the second half of the season last year as far as your stats. Is that accurate? Just did the light come on for you, or just?
I don't know. I mean, I guess just with more experience came that. I don't know. Yeah.
What's been the biggest adjustment since you got here?
Biggest adjustment. Well, I've lived in North Carolina my whole life, so it's definitely different just being in a whole new state and being in the city of Columbus. I've never really lived in a city before, so that's also been different. But I mean, football is football, and all the guys have been super welcoming, so that's been very good.
Football. Larry Johnson is regarded as the best defensive line coach of all time. What has he brought out of you that maybe that made this the right fit for you? Because obviously you had other options.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of Coach Jay is like his spirituality and like his faith, and I think that's one thing that me and him have been able to relate a lot on and continue to grow that more so than I have with past coaches. So I think that's been really cool.
How much have you seen kind of the urgency, whatever it may be, pick up as you guys get closer and closer to top 3 matchup in a couple weeks?
I mean, I feel like we've been foot on the pedal the whole time. I think everything here is super fast, super urgent, and yeah, it's been great the whole time.
Talk about this first time living in the city. How different is that for you? I know you haven't. I mean, classes haven't started.
Yeah.
Life outside of football.
I'm sure it'll ramp up more once classes do start. I haven't obviously well, obviously during camp we're here all the time, and then even in the summer, like we were here a lot. So I haven't really been able to go around Columbus a whole lot, but yeah, we've been at the football facility for most of it.
Scoped out any food places though?
No, y'all need to give me some recommendations, really. I mean, I go to Chipotle dang near every other day, but yeah, y'all gotta give me some recs, yeah.
What's the role? I mean, are you strictly at defensive end? You're not moving around? Is there any?
Whatever they need me to do, I can do. So yeah, it depends.
Along those same lines, like just describe your game out there as a D lineman.
I feel like I'm just a very relentless, hardworking dude, and I feel like with Coach Jay, I feel like my toolbox has gotten a lot sharper through all that. Yeah.
Logan George here with you.
Yeah, Logan's an awesome dude.
I know he was here in the spring and you were.
Yep. Yeah, I love Logan.
I imagine that like makes it a little more comfortable for you.
Yeah, he's been a great dude. He's been super welcoming as well, and kind of going through that transition as well a little bit earlier, and so that was definitely helpful for me to be able to get close with him.
Larry being helping you with your technical toolbox. In what ways have you seen that pay off in the last year?
I think his drill work is just awesome. Like, I mean, I'm sure y'all have watched it, but like his drills are kind of different than what a lot of D-line units do, and so just the intensity throughout all of like our indie drills, I think that's all been super helpful. Yeah.
Seeing some of your clips and highlights from last year, a lot of times where it looked like you were kind of in a 2-point stance or just kind of like your hand was almost in the ground.
Yeah.
Was that part of your role in North Carolina? Like,
yeah, I mean,
what you did and
yeah, I mean, it's all schematic. So depending on what the situation is, then sometimes you got to get in 2, sometimes you got to get in 3. So that kind of just goes with whatever the schematic of that situation is. Yeah. I mean, I like to do both, so it kind of just depends on what's going on. Yeah.
But when we saw you out there for those first couple practices, you were out there with Zion a good bit. It felt like. What have you kind of seen from Zion or even Effie, the freshman D? And I mean, obviously you guys are all kind of getting the pace together, but what have you seen from those guys?
Yeah, they're both great guys. Everybody in our room is great guys. Like they're super hardworking dudes coming out here with intensity every single day. And camp can get long, and I feel like everybody in our room has done a great job of like keeping their minds focused on football and trying to get better each day.
Bo, you have kind of a fresh perspective on this Buckeye offense. From your point of view, is there anybody that's really jumped out to you, made you say, wow, a lot in practice?
I think everybody is like just super freaky. Just the speed here is different. The catching ability, obviously our O-line going against them every single day. They've been doing a great job, and I feel like the iron keeps sharpening iron, and everybody's getting better each time. So yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate y'all.